Hi there. Thanks for joining us again. I'm Adam Hillhouse. Today I'm joined by Sue Zinn, HR and management guru and owner of Sue Zinn Enterprises. Sue Zinn Enterprises was originally established in 1986 in response to an expressed need for small firm corporate management assistance and revitalized in 2010 upon Sue's retirement from SA Miro Inc. Sue specializes in providing consulting services to professional businesses, assisting principal owners in the development of HR and management systems. Sue, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Well, just to start things off, can you briefly outline your firm and the work that you guys do?
Well, Sue Zinn Enterprises is devoted to small businesses. I assist and serve businesses who are too small to have in-house human resources, but still need to know about human resources. So in the various things that I can do for my clients, my focus is on keeping everything practical.
Very important to do. Can you just briefly talk about how the past few years have changed the landscape for companies as it relates to the retention and management of employees?
Well, I think we have to recognize that the economy has deeply affected all of business, and I'm not so much sure that the landscape has changed as much as how we respond to the deepening economic troubles that we're facing. Our employees now comprise 4, sometimes 5 generations, and those generations don't always see eye to eye, so employers really have to figure out how to get people to work together even more so than in the past.
Absolutely. Your session brief speaks of new models for employment. Is the salaried employee a thing of the past, Sue?
I don't believe a salaried employee is the thing of the past. We always need a core group of regular employees who have the history of the firm and hold the culture. But what I do think is changing is how we utilize those employees and how we augment their work. We have so many different options today of the type of employment we can use to fill out a firm's staffing needs. And that's what I hope to address in the workshop.
What other models of employment are you seeing?
I'm seeing job sharing. I'm seeing independent contractors. I'm seeing a shift of who does what. We have old-fashioned ideas about the roles and responsibilities and the duties within an organization. I'm also seeing a real interest by employers out there of how to accommodate the shifting thought of younger people, and I can say that because I'm a boomer. Younger people don't think the same way about their jobs, and so we have to adjust to that and figure out how to have office hours and location of work in a new light.
Are there any other sort of trends that you're seeing now that we're hopefully starting to emerge from this great recession?
I wish I had confidence that we're emerging. I did for a couple of months, and now it's more, okay, maybe that was a hiccup and we have to continue to figure out how to go lean. The thing that I'm seeing as a trend is a complacency by employers who think, well, we've downsized to a point where we're really operating at our best efficiency. There's a danger in that, in the employees who've remained with the company may be burning out, but out of economic fear, they're never going to say that. Right. So we have to look out for that trend of burnout within, but also when the economy does come back, it's very likely that we're going to see people looking at pastures on the other side of the fence that look greener, whether they are or not.
Is this something different than any of the trends you've seen in the past?
I don't believe it's really different. I think it's how we view it and how we respond to it that might be changing. I'm hopeful that employers are more willing to grasp at any new ideas. And I will be an encourager of that instead of continuing to think, well, we'll just go back to our old ways. I don't believe that will work.
All right. How do you see social media fitting into HR and management? Are there any new dangers or opportunities offered by social media?
One of the biggest trends going on right now is to figure out how to write a policy regarding social media. The easiest trend or the easiest answer to social media would be to say none, and that's not practical. I always refer back to our newer generations entering the workforce, and this is the means of communication that most younger people have and expect to find in the workplace. The analogy I would give you is years ago, we suffered through the transition from a slide rule to a computer. Now we are somewhat suffering through a transition from we have typewriters and we write letters to now we have email, but the world beyond email is huge, and it's a tool I think we'll need to embrace, not fend off in our offices.
Absolutely. Your upcoming session at this fall's conference is entitled RE, Grow Using What You've Got, or Gearing Up. Can you briefly outline what our listeners can expect to hear?
Well, I hope to explore with the listeners a lot about what we already have in-house in our offices and our businesses. We need to really look hard at what's available to us before we think about growing in numbers, per se. We also need to think about what we mean by grow. Are we growing simply in the size? Are we growing only by revenue and trying to keep our staffing at the same level, and how do we do that? So there'll be a lot of that. I believe strongly in motivating people at work in order to unleash them. And that means we need to be open-minded about how we view our employees. They may have been hired for one particular position, but we might be able to discover they have talents and skills in other aspects of the business. And we shouldn't be afraid to look at that. Gearing up would be how are we going to analyze this situation and decide when and how to pull the plug and actually grow our staff in numbers.
Great. Well, we're running a little low on time here, Sue, but I really appreciate your time that you spent with me today. And it sounds like a really wonderful session, and I'm sure it'll be well attended at this fall's conference. Thanks again for your time, and you have a wonderful afternoon.
You're welcome. I'm looking forward to it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.